हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज की इस वीडियो हम डिस्कस करेंगे टिश्यूज़। तो वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। कैन एक्चुअली फील द मूवमेंट ऑफ आवर चेस्ट. हाउ डू दीज बॉडी पार्ट्स मूव? फॉर दिस we have specialized cells called muscle cells. The contraction and relaxation of these cells result in movement. During breathing, we inhale oxygen. Where does this oxygen go? It is observed in the lungs and then it is transported to all the body cells through blood. Why would cells need oxygen? The functions of mitochondria we studied earlier provide a clue to this question. Blood flows and carries various substances from one part of the body to the other. For example, it carries oxygen and food to all cells. It also collects wastes from all parts of the body and carries them to the liver and kidney for disposal. Blood and muscles are both examples of tissues found in our body. On the basis of the functions they perform, we can think of different types of animal tissues such as epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Blood is a type of connective tissue and muscle forms muscular tissue. Epithelial tissue. The covering or protective tissues in the animal body are epithelial tissues. Epithelium covers most organs and cavities within the body. It also forms a barrier to keep different body systems separate. The skin, the lining of the mouth, the lining of blood vessels, lung alveoli, and kidney tubules are all made of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue cells are tightly packed and form a continuous sheet. They have only a small amount of cementing material between them and almost no intercellular spaces. Obviously, anything entering or leaving the body must cross at least one layer of epithelium. As a result, the permeability of the cells of various epithelia play an important role in regulating the exchange of materials between the body and the external environment and also between different parts of the body. Regardless of the type, all epithelium is usually separated from the underlying tissue by an extracellular fibrous basement membrane. Different epithelia show differing structures that correlate with their unique functions. For example, in cells lining blood vessels or lung alveoli, where transportation of substances occurs through a selectively permeable surface, there is a simple flat kind, the simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelial cells are extremely thin and flat and form a delicate lining. The esophagus and the lining of the mouth are also covered with squamous epithelium. The skin, which protects the body, is also made of squamous epithelium. Skin epithelial cells are arranged in many layers to prevent wear and tear. Since they are arranged in a pattern of layers, the epithelium is called stratified squamous epithelium. Where absorption and secretion occur, as in the inner lining of the intestine, all tall epithelium cells are present. This columnar epithelium facilitates movement across the epithelial barrier. In the respiratory tract, the columnar epithelial tissue also has cilia, which are hair-like projections on the outer surfaces of epithelial cells. These cilia can move and their movement pushes the mucus forward to clear it. This type of epithelium is thus ciliated columnar epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium forms the lining of kidney tubules and ducts of salivary glands where it provides mechanical support. Epithelial cells often acquire additional specialization as gland cells, which can secrete substances at the epithelial surface. Sometimes a portion of the epithelial tissue folds inward and a multicellular gland is formed. This is glandular epithelium. Connective tissue. The cells of connective tissue are loosely spaced and embedded in an intercellular matrix. The matrix may be jelly-like fluid, dense or rigid. The nature of matrix differs in concordance with the function of the particular connective tissue. Blood has a fluid matrix called plasma in which red blood cells and white blood cells and platelets are suspended. The plasma contains proteins, salts, and hormones. Blood flows and transports gases, digested food, hormones, and waste materials to different parts of the body. Bone is another example of a connective tissue. It forms the framework that supports the body. It also anchors the muscles and supports the main organs of the body. It is a strong and non-flexible tissue. The advantage of these properties for bone cells are embedded in a hard matrix that is composed of calcium and phosphorus compounds. Two bones can be connected to each other by another type of connective tissue called the ligament. This tissue is very elastic. It has considerable strength. Ligaments contain very little matrix and connect bones with bones. Tendons connect muscles to bones and are another type of connective tissue. Tendons are fibrous tissue with great strength but limited flexibility. Another type of connective tissue, cartilage, has widely spaced cells. The solid matrix is composed of proteins and sugars. Cartilage smoothens bone surfaces at joints and is also present in the nose, ear, trachea, and larynx. We can fold the cartilage of the ears, but we cannot bend the bones in our arms. Areolar connective tissue is found between the skin and muscles, around blood vessels and nerves, and in the bone marrow. It fills the space inside the organs, supports internal organs, and helps in repair of tissues. Fat storing adipose tissue is found below the skin and between internal organs. The cells of this tissue are filled with flat globules. Storage of fats also lets it act as an insulator. Muscular tissue. Muscular tissue consists of elongated cells, also called muscle fibers. This tissue is responsible for movement in our body. Special proteins called contractile proteins which contract and relax to cause movement. We can move some muscles by conscious will. Muscles present in our limbs move when we want them to and stop when we decide. Such muscles are called voluntary muscles. These muscles are also called skeletal muscles as they are mostly attached to bones and help in body movement. Under the microscope, these muscles show alternate light and dark bands or striations when strained appropriately. As a result, they are also called striated muscles. The cells of this tissue are long, cylindrical, unbranched, and multinucleate. The movement of food in the alimentary canal or the contraction and relaxation of blood vessels are involuntary movements. We cannot really start them or stop them simply by wanting to do so. Smooth muscles or involuntary muscles control such movements. They are also found in the iris of the eye, in uterus, and in the bronchi of the lungs. The cells are long with pointed ends and uninucleate. They are also called unstriated muscles. The muscles of the heart show rhythmic contraction and relaxation throughout life. These involuntary muscles are called cardiac muscles. Heart muscle cells are cylindrical, branched, and uninucleate. Nervous tissue. All cells possesses the ability to respond to stimuli. However, cells of the nervous tissue are highly specialized for being stimulated and stimulus very rapidly from one place to another within the body. The brain, spinal cord, and nerves are all composed of the nervous tissue. The cells of this tissue are called nerve cells or neurons. A neuron consists of a cell body with a nucleus and cytoplasm from which long, thin, hair like parts arise. Usually, Each neuron has a single long part called the axon and many short branched parts called dendrites. An individual nerve cell may be up to a meter long. Many nerve fibers bound together by connective tissue make up a nerve. The signal that passes along the nerve fiber is called a nerve impulse. Nerve impulses allow us to move our muscles when we want to. The functional combination of nerve and muscle tissue is fundamental to most animals. This combination enables animals to move rapidly in response to stimuli. सो गाइज ये था आज का टॉपिक. आई होप आपको वीडियो पसंद आई होगी. प्लीज़ इसे लाइक एंड शेयर ज़रूर कीजिए. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.